everyone, it's me Gavin and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be diving into our latest event in Goddess of Victory NIKKE, Enter Heaven, which introduces our brand new SSR character, the long-awaited Elysion Harper, finally joins our roster. Somebody that I've been pretty much waiting a very long time to recruit myself, so hopefully we are lucky and able to recruit her within our customary 10 pull that we do for each and every single event that does get introduced to Goddess of Victory NIKKE. However, before we do get into things, I would highly encourage you to please subscribe for more Goddess of Victory NIKKE content, and then also please give the video a thumbs up. Join us for our live streams whenever we do go live over here on the channel, right? It's very much appreciated. But with that being said, let's dive into it. And here we are in game. There, you guys can see it. Pick up recruitment, new character. EH, the new exotic squad leader who's atoning for the past, joins the battlefield. EH is an attacker who collects scrap when certain conditions are met, boosting her attacking capabilities. When her burst skill is used, she switches her weapon and inflicts massive damage to her enemies. So again, she is an attacker, she uses SMG, she is win code, she is a burst 3 unit. I believe when it says she collects scrap when certain conditions are met, it usually indicates whenever an enemy is dispatched in combat, and then also whenever she destroys enemy parts in terms of like bosses and stuff. Don't quote me 100% on that, but I'm fairly certain that's what I remember. And she also boosts her own attack power somewheres within the realm of like 400% increase. Okay, so there you go. That's what we got, man. This is what we're doing here. This is all live, by the way, if you guys are watching after the fact. So thank you guys very much for joining us right here for the stream. I appreciate it very, very much. We are here. We are ready to go. We've got Enter Heaven. We will be covering the entirety of the story playthrough. Just a little bit of forewarning. There may be some spoilers involved here. Okay, so if you don't want to be spoiled on that, come back after you play through it or after you watch the entirety of this, right? So well, that doesn't make sense. Come back whenever you play through it on your own terms if you don't want to see everything, okay? But now is the time to log in and take advantage of the daily login rewards and so on and so forth. Very, very many rewards being given out to the players here, as is always the case whenever a new event drops. Of course, we have new bonuses and bundles and stuff like that going on in the shop, as you can see right here under the Enter Heaven category. Again, we have EH finally introduced, which we're going to do our 10 pull for right now. There she is. Let's take a look at the burst animation. Very simple, very effective, to the point. Just the glance letting you know what? Trouble's coming, okay? Trouble is coming your way. This is a character, again, that is of the win code. I know that a lot of people are already pretty much stacked on win code characters, but she will be a great addition if you don't have access to characters like Scarlet Black Shadow or Liberalia, right? So keep that in mind if you are looking for somebody to fill that void of a burst 3 attacker with really high capabilities in terms of damage. She's probably a great addition to have, okay? She's a good alternative. Let's see if we're lucky. We got an SSR. That is a good sign, guys. That is a good sign. Hopefully, it's Elysion Harper. That's what I'm saying, dude. That is what I'm saying. Please? Pilgrim. Okay, well, I'll take a Pilgrim, but it's not Elysion Harper, unfortunately. It's Cinderella. Dude, we can't be mad at that. We can't be mad at that.
Soldier EG.
That's fantastic. I'm not mad that I didn't get EH at all. You know what? I'm going to do another 10 pull just because of how awesome that was. That was perfect. I'll take another copy of Cinderella any day. Nothing? Okay, that's 20 pulls. I'll do a couple more just because. You know, it's a celebration of EH, a character that I have very much long awaited. I really like her. We got another SSR. Is it another Pilgrim or is it going to be EH? Only time will tell. Elysion Harper? Not Elysion Harper, Signal. Dude, I'm getting fake out after fake out. We'll do another one. Hopefully it's EH, dude. Again, keep in mind, do not go completely ham like I am, because she will be added into the ordinary recruit following, you know, these events. All right. She will eventually become an ordinary recruit. You will be able to get her then. So be mindful if you don't have the amount of gems at your disposal, or vouchers, or, you know, tickets to be spending. Just keep that in mind. There she is. We finally got her. It didn't take that many pulls, but again, just be mindful of that, okay? She's super cool looking, by the way. We got Cindy and EH. That's a pretty good pull session. And we got another copy of Signal too, right? So, I mean, you got to be happy about all of that, alright? and we still are only just below 50,000 gems left. We got a lot remaining. I think that's really good. I will take it for what it is. I should also mention that the collab characters, Takina and Chisato, are winding down on the amount of time that you do have to recruit them, so also take advantage of that if you haven't gotten them yet. Once they leave the game, it's very likely that they will not return, possibly ever. Just gonna put that out there as well, okay? But again, we do have EH now. That is fantastic. Let's go take a look at her, just so that way we can actually see her, like, her idle pose and everything. Dude, that was not a bad pull session at all. Very, very pleased. I gotta throw on the headset so that way I can hear her. Just need to hear that voice. Let's see.
I used to think that as long as you were in the right, any means were justified.
Dude,
no
I love that grin.
I realized far too late just how wrong I was.
She's so, like, moody, right? That's what I love about her. And the claymore strapped to her chest. Yes, we see that. She's got the phone ready for communications, okay? And this baton as well on her hip.
I want to atone for what I've done.
Look at that grin, dude.
I may not be forgiven.
She means business. That's what I love about her.
To do it.
And then, of course, we've got the shot animation. Of course, we got to take a look at that as well, right? So again, she's an SMG user. There's the shot animation. I think it's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. Let's go and throw her into the synchro device. I know that is not overly important, but we got her, so we got to put her in the synchro device alongside all the other NIKKEs, right? That's just how it goes, okay? And then we will get the event story underway for Enter Heaven, and we're going to learn a little bit more about what's been up with Heavenly Ascension, from what I understand. The event is going to be talking about how Heavenly Ascension kind of still lives on, as the title of this video, this stream states. And did EH truly disband it? We don't know, but we'll find out. The central government's involved here somehow too, right? We know that much. Let's throw her in. There we go.
And once again,
just like that, leveled up, ready to rock. All right, dude. If you guys are also trying to recruit EH, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you guys are able to recruit her very quickly. She's pretty damn cool looking, man. Again, Enter Heaven. Let's get it underway right now. Spoiler warning. Viper, my throat hurts. Seriously? Doesn't anyone ever clean around here? Why is there so much dust? Should I eat it all? Would that make my throat stop hurting? Don't. It'll only make it worse. Oh, okay. Thanks, boss. Now then. The tip we got said there have been sightings of dangerous people coming and going around here. Viper looks around the area. I see a whole bunch of dust, but no signs that anyone's actually been living here. Yeah. There aren't even any light fixtures. Plotting something shady in the dark, huh? I wonder what it was. Viper! Boss! Over here! There's stuff written all over the wall! There's literally writing on the wall, or there's literal writing on the wall. Viper turns her phone flashlight and shines it on the wall Jackal is pointing at. What is this? The wall is covered in words written in red. Traitors. Hypocrites. You abandon us? And what's that in the center? Light is our right. Heavenly Ascension. Do you think Heavenly Ascension is behind this? Hard to say. I thought you'd already taken care of all that. I did. But now, it looks like a little investigation is warranted. I'll handle it. By yourself? Yeah. EH stares at the wall, filled top to bottom with writing. I'm pretty sure this is a message meant for me. Alright. So, as we stated, Heavenly Ascension lives on. A gigantic beam of light. Probably not all that heavenly, you know? But that is a very foreboding sign, I would say, right? Let's take a listen to the track. Dude, banger. It definitely reminds me of Dirty Backyard. Right? Dude, this is a banger. Holy shit. It's a great track. I love it. I'm gonna get stuck here in the title screen. Nice. The belt clip, right? Let's build our team out. But of course, you know, we've got to put the members.
Good.
All the members here. Let's throw Crow in there because she's kind of shady too. Romani not so much, but you know what? Dude, this is a wicked song. Holy crap, man. I love it.
Do you need some training?
No Crow? What do you mean no Crow? We gotta keep throwing the MIGs. I'm gonna put these two characters side by side though, so that way we've got the trio there, okay? Oof. Alright, let's start it up. Let's get the story underway. Come in. Thanks for making time. I know how busy you are. You said it was urgent. What's going on? It's about a terrorist group from the Outer Rim. Heavenly Ascension. Do you remember them? Of course. They were behind a lot of terrorist attacks in the Ark. Crow used them to blow a hole in the Dome of Eternity. Then do you know who founded Heavenly Ascension? I do. Good. That'll make this quick. As you know, EH is the one who founded Heavenly Ascension. Right? Why are you telling me this now? After the attack on the Ark, EH expressed a desire to atone for her sins. She asked to become a NIKKE so she could take responsibility for what she'd done. As part of the deal, she was forbidden from leaving the Outer Rim. A bomb was placed around her neck, and she became the leader of Exotic, agreeing to dismantle Heavenly Ascension herself. Those who left the group under EH's orders were spared their lives, while those who didn't were punished for the terrorist attack, and Heavenly Ascension was thereby declared disbanded. I had no idea that all happened. However, there's an issue. Since then, the remnants of Heavenly Ascension were quiet, or at least we hadn't seen any signs of activity from them. Recently, though, we've received intel that stated, that they've started moving again. Sorry. Didn't you just say the group was dismantled? It was, but then reports started coming in. Light is our right, Heavenly Ascension. That's their most famous slogan, and it's being written all over the Outer Rim. Couldn't it just be some copycat, though? Of course, that's entirely possible. But we also can't rule out the possibility that there are remnants of the group still around. If so, EH's report of dismantling Heavenly Ascension may have been false. A ruse meant to protect what remains of their group. At least, that's one theory. The suspicion got pointed at her? It's not unreasonable for central government to come to that conclusion. After all they see when they look at EH is the former head of a terrorist organization. That's why they're asking me to look into what's really going on with her. Do you think she lied? I don't know. I can't say. I don't want to give my opinion first and influence your judgment. Besides, let's just say I'm not fit to judge. What do you mean by that? For now, I want you to see EH in person and determine whether she's involved in this or not. You were one of the victims of the attack, but you also have a long history of treating NIKKEs without prejudice. If there's anyone who can remain impartial here, it's you. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Ingrid. I appreciate it. Alright, I'll meet with her. We're gonna talk some sense into her, okay? Even though she's not involved in this at all, I definitely have massive doubts that she is. She seems very much put off as well by the writing on the wall, so we're gonna have faith in EH, okay? You're really going through with it? Yeah, I was asked to. Were you able to get in touch with her? No. She's not answering any messages or calls. That's not good. Whatever's really going on, this whole situation is suspicious. I'd advise keeping your guard up, Commander. Regardless of whatever EH intended, something is already in motion. You can't do as you've always done and blindly trust someone because they're a NIKKE. Don't worry. How can I not? Let me come with you. It's dangerous to go alone. Yes, I get the reference, okay. If we move as a group, we'll draw too much attention. We're fairly well known now. Even so, it's better than being defenseless. I just don't want to provoke them. Regardless of who's doing this, their recent actions have been bold. True, but I don't want to escalate this and drag innocent people into it. Still, I don't think going at it alone is strategically a good idea. That's why I've already contacted someone else. Someone else? Wait, you don't mean... That's exactly who I mean. Who do we mean? I don't know who they mean. Who do we mean? Exotic? Is that who we contacted? Did we contact Viper?
Eliminate them for a better composition.
I guess we'll find out.
Reloading.
Dude, she's so freaking cool looking.
Good.
I really love EH. I think she's a fantastic character. Well, you know, obviously what she has done in the past is not great, but hopefully she does find some sort of redemption. She gets, you know, the turnaround arc that she's aiming for. And we get to see a better side of her, right?
Let's take a photo to commemorate the occasion.
Holy Viper. So that's who we contacted. Honey. Viper. It's been a while. It's unlike you to be one to call first. I just haven't been able to reach EH. Oh, I don't mind the reason. I'm just happy you reached out first. Commander! I'm so happy to see you. Yeah? Thanks for coming out. Don't mention it. So, you're looking for our boss too, huh? Yeah, I heard Heavenly Ascension's on the move again, and I wanted to ask her about it. Yeah, we've been tracking them ever since we found signs of their activity. You've been tracking them too? Who do you think first found the wall with that slogan written on it? It was us. But a few days ago, after we found a certain wall, she said she'd look into it on her own. We haven't been able to reach her since. She's not responding to you either? Have you tried going out and looking for her? You bet! I ran around everywhere trying to catch her scent. But I couldn't smell her anywhere, so we didn't find her. I see. Can you show me the wallet you found before she disappeared? Of course. It's deep inside the outer rim, though. Are you sure you're up for it? It hasn't been upkept for a long time. To the point that there aren't even any lights. It's dark and dangerous. It shouldn't be a problem with you two around, right? Oh my. Here you were so guarded earlier, honey. And yet now, you're putting your trust in me? I don't see any reason for you to betray me. I suppose that's true. Are you going to double-cross me again? Of course not. I won't do anything like that again. Not now, or ever. I'm not going to betray you, honey. The more that you reiterate it is the more unease I'm feeling, okay? This is not going in your favor, Viper. I'm starting to not trust you, okay? I swear. Stop reassuring me. Alright, I'll trust you? No, that does not make me want to trust you. Thank you. Viper said thank you? Then I'll say it too. Thank you, Commander. Now, as a sign of our trust and commitment, how about a handshake? Don't do it. A handshake? Mm-hmm. A handshake. Viper extends her hand. You said you'd trust me, and yet you're already hesitating? I would never do anything to hurt you, honey. I swore, remember? Alright. I take Viper's hand. Bad move. Your hands are so warm. She's up to something. Viper lets go of my hand. Good. I'm all charged up now. Follow me. That's probably not good. I don't know what she's up to. Did she somehow like get our fingerprints, or why did she snatch something from me? Something happened in that moment. I'm gonna say we're gonna remember that, because it's probably gonna be called back to in a subsequent scene, okay? We're gonna take note. That's what we're gonna do. I don't like this either. I really don't. Something's afoot.
The way's clear now. Let's go.
Alright, let's go. Following Viper and Jackal's lead, I head deeper into the outer rim. There really aren't any streetlights around. It's dark, huh? Heavenly Ascension never developed this area. That's why there aren't any lights. Heavenly Ascension developed areas? Mm-hmm. The entire outer rim used to be like this. It was already dark enough without the Dome of Eternity. But, with the partition blocking the way, barely any light from the Ark could get in. EH changed that. She said people shouldn't live in the place this dark. And she dug through piles of scrap to find light bulbs. Ran electrical lines through the buildings that were still standing, and installed streetlights all over the place. After that, people started following her, even though she was an outsider. An outsider? EH? You didn't know? What do you think EH stands for? Do you not know her real name? Of course I know her real name is Elysion Harper. I've been paying attention. I think I heard it was Elysion Harper. So, you know her name, but not that she was an outsider? Since it's Elysion that sent you, I figured that they would have told you. How do you know Elysion sent me? Sounds like that's not the case. Is there more I should know? It's probably better if you hear everything from EH directly. Did she have contact with Ingrid somewhere along that I'm not aware of? It's all really personal stuff, so I don't think it'd be right for me to talk about it. She's our boss, you know, and I want to respect that. For now, just know that EH was originally an outsider who came into the Outer Rim on her own. Alright. You two seem to be on pretty good terms with her. Who? With EH? I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true, Pumpkinhead. It's very possible. I mean, it's not like we were strangers before. We already knew she treated her people well, even back when she led Heavenly Ascension. Once she actually became our boss, though, that's when we really understood why people liked her. Yeah, boss treats me well. She does say I can't bite whatever I want, though. There's a lot of things she tells me not to do. I don't like that. I want to chomp stuff, but she says no. That's because you keep eating weird things and getting stomach aches. Oh, really? Then, I like Boss. She's nice to me. I didn't really expect that. After what happened with the attack on the Ark, I figured things would be more strained between you. You'd think so, right? I did too. So when EH first became our boss, I just flat out asked her. And then... Backstory? Flashback? What a surprise. You're the EH, and now you're here to lead Exotic? Did you volunteer for it? Yeah. Really? But we stabbed you in the back. Are you really okay working with us? Yeah. Wow. Very impressive. Oh, unless you're here to try and reform us former criminals. Is that it? Of course not. My hands aren't clean either. Still, you're different from us. You had clear convictions. Ideals and intentions don't make a mistake any less wrong. I've no intention of lecturing you too, as though I'm somehow innocent. I joined Exotic because this squad is the only one operating in the Outer Rim. And I figured I can protect this place. I have no resentment toward you, and no desire for revenge. You can't change what happened, and now we're all paying our own price. That's all there is to it. I had no idea you're the type who makes life harder than it needs to be. Not that I mind. Honey's a straight arrow too. You remind me of him in that way. Okay then. I look forward to working with you, boss. Me too, boss! Likewise. I feel like, again, she's just pandering to her, though, right? Like, is she just trying to, like, jazz her up a little bit so that way she can manipulate, maybe? I don't know, dude. Viper's so hard to trust. And that was it. Or that was that. Do you get it now? She's got a good heart. Despite everything we did to her. That's why I don't think she's trying to rebuild a Heavenly Ascension. I realize you might not believe all that because it's coming from me, but I do hope you'll hear her out at least once. Don't worry, that's why I'm here. That's the kind of honey I know. Let's get going. We're almost there. Again, I don't know. I feel like I'm being played by Viper, but she does have a lot of validity to what she's saying. I do trust
I'll put a stop
EH.
to all of them.
I really don't think that she's up to no good. But I still don't trust Viper. Viper's up to something. 100%. I don't know, man. She's sketchy. She's always so sketchy. She's snaky, right?
Happy, you government lapdog?
Hello, Crow. I wonder if we're going to see Crow in this at all. I follow Viper and Jackal into a rundown house. As we enter, our footsteps stir up a cloud of dust. Ugh. I'll never get used to this dust. I hate this place. It makes my nose and throat hurt. Then do you want to wait near the entrance? It shouldn't be as bad there. Okay. This is the last place you saw EH? Yeah, that's right. See that wall? Viper shines her phone light onto one of the walls. Words like traitor and hypocrite are scrawled all over in red. How could you abandon us? Words of resentment. Die, central government lapdog. As well as some curses. Ah! You know, Those are the curse words, okay? There it is. And the familiar refrain, light is our right, heavenly ascension. Heavenly ascension slogan. So this is what she saw. Yeah, she said it was a message meant for her. It's probably from someone who resents her for breaking up heavenly ascension. If that's the case, it means she's a target. And if she's been unreachable ever since, she might be in danger. Yeah. Given that she was strong enough to hunt down NIKKEs even when she was human, I have a hard time imagining something happening to her. But when people harbor a grudge, you never know what'll happen. It's possible she came back here at some point. Let's check the house one more time for any clues. Alright, Jackal, it's time to stop playing out there. We need to see if we can find any signs that the boss was here. Ah, man, it's hide there. My nose is clogged from all that dust, and my throat hurts. Then, just use your eyes. Alright! Okay, I'll help find boss. However, no matter how much we search the house, there's no trace of EH. There's nothing here. Maybe she didn't come back. Viper, my nose really hurts. I can't take it anymore. Yeah, we can stop. I don't know why, but I feel like I should be talking like Rolf Wiggum. I'm trying to voice Jackal. She just got the same mentality, right? This isn't good. We can't just go searching through the entire Outer Rim. For now, let's step outside, honey. Staying in here can't be good for you. Yeah, let's go. Hurry! Hurry! Let's go! Viper! Commander! Hurry! Okay, we're coming. Before following Jackal and Viper through the entrance, I glanced at the writing on the wall one last time. What's wrong? Something catch your attention? No, just taking one last look. Looking closely at the phrase, light is our right, heavenly ascension, I noticed a small groove etched into the word light. What's this? Press my hand against it. Huh? There's a secret switch in the wall! Whoa, hidden passage! The ground gives way beneath me. Or it's a trapdoor? What the? Honey! And I drop down. Ow! My knees! After a fall that lasts longer than I expected, I slam into the floor below. Ugh! I look around. The room is pitch black. Where am I? Huh? You're not Viper, Jackal. Who's there? Huh! Something heavy slams into my head. And I lose consciousness. Whoa! Okay, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm intrigued. Somebody just knocked my ass out, and I have no idea who it is. Who's down here?
Clear.
Are we gonna meet another member of Heavenly Ascension, or maybe it's Crow?
Stay hidden.
I don't know, dude. I don't know who's here, and I am very intrigued. I don't think I'll be able to replicate that voice, but maybe. So much blood. I hear someone's voice. Come on, wake up. EH? Do you recognize me? Yeah, I clutch my throbbing head and sit up. Try not to move. It looks like you're hurt, or you hurt your head. Right, Before I passed out, I got hit on the head with something. You did? By who? I think I saw a silhouette of a man, but I couldn't make out anything. I see. Don't worry. I'm not that badly hurt. You shouldn't push yourself. You lost a lot of blood. The wound looks pretty bad. I'm really A strange chill runs through me. Did I catch a cold? Aside from the cold, I really think I'm okay. Mind if I take a look at the wound? You're wearing gloves, right? Yeah. Okay then, go ahead. Just be careful not to touch the blood. Alright. EH comes closer and carefully examines my head. It's completely healed. No way! How did the commander ever manage to miraculously heal from, you know, a grave wound? Judging from all the blood, I'm sure it was a serious injury, and yet... What's wrong? Nothing. She starts to check the rest of my body, starting with my back and arms. Thankfully, it doesn't look like you sustained any other injuries. Still, just because the outside's healed doesn't mean you don't have any internal injuries. Head injuries shouldn't be taken lightly. Let's rest here for a while before we get moving. Yeah, sure. She might be right about me not being fully healed. I'm starting to feel colder. Maybe we were drugged. What are you doing here anyway? Looking for you. Me? Yeah, Ingrid told me Heavenly Ascension is back. Oh, that. I came to confirm whether you're connected to it. Whether I'm connected? You came to check whether I'm behind all this? It seems the central government suspects you. They think you never really disbanded Heavenly Ascension and that you falsified your report. I see. It makes sense for them to distrust me. To them, I'm sure I'm just a criminal who switched sides to survive. And now they want Ingrid to look into it. Yeah. Then she asked you to investigate and to determine for yourself whether I'm behind this. Yeah. She said she wasn't fit to judge. But why is she not fit to judge Elysion, Harper, I wonder? Not fit, huh? Yeah, I could see her saying that. I'm sorry. You got dragged into this because of me. I feel like they have some sort of like past history, and maybe like Ingrid and EH had a disagreement of sorts, and maybe that's why she left to go to the Outer Rim, and then Ingrid is going to like be harshly judging EH's change, right? Just because of their past relationship. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm reading into this too much. I'm gonna shut up because you guys hate it when I theorize. The fact is, I am connected to this. The one writing all these things everywhere, as if Heavenly Ascension is rising again, is sending me a message. He resents me for what I did and considers me a traitor. The fact is, I did put an end to Heavenly Ascension, so it's not like I don't understand where he's coming from. So you figured out who it is? Yeah, I did. We agreed to meet, but when I arrived, I was knocked out with sleeping gas. And that's how you ended up here. He's most likely the one who knocked you out as well. I doubt he expected you to be looking for me. So, he must have panicked when he saw you. He did seem confused, muttering something about me not being Viper or Jackal. I figured. After hitting you, he must have realized you're connected to the central government. He probably put you in here with me, figuring that if we die together, suspicion would naturally fall on me. Whatever the reason, I'm really sorry for you getting, I'm really sorry for you got caught up in all this. That's not worded properly. Well, now, I have a better idea of what's going on. You're tangled up in something messy as well. Still, my telling you all this doesn't prove whether I'm really put at an end, or whether I really put an end to Heavenly Ascension or not. Ask me anything, I'll answer. In that case, why did you form Heavenly Ascension? Why would you want to know that? I know you've been fighting for the rights of the Outer Rim. What I don't get is why your resistance took on the form of terrorism, or what led to your subsequent change of heart. That's why I want to know more about how it all started. I think it'll help me judge better. Judge what? Me? Yeah. Alright. You've been dragged into this mess. The least you deserve is to hear the full story. It goes back pretty far, though. Please, spill the beans! Give us some backstory! We want to learn more about you, EH. We want to learn about what happened for you to come to the Outer Rim to begin with.
Just cannon fodder to you, aren't I?
Evidently, you were a good NIKKE beforehand, right? That's what we're all being kind of, like, steered towards believing.
This is taking a while.
Something happened for Elysion Harper to have wanted to leave, right? There had to have been a disagreement of sorts. There had to have been. They were close during Princess and Neon's. Oh, you mean Cinderella and Neon, right? Because Princess is Cinderella and Sixo. They're all the same person. We talked about that the last stream. I'm just making sure that everybody's aware. Do you know what my name used to be? I've been getting that question a lot today. Huh? I think I heard it was Elysion Harper. That's right. Elysion Harper. That was my name until I chose to cast it aside and just use my initials instead. Elysion, as in the company? Yes, that Elysion. It was a name that came with a lot of weight. Having that name meant I was the next CEO. In other words, I was their heir to Elysion. Okay, well, there you go. So that's why her and Ingrid kind of don't really, like, gel well right now, right? That's why she's not fit to make the judgment, because she was supposed to be the successor. Right? The heir. That would mean that you and Ingrid are half-sisters. We share the same mother. Well, that I was not expecting. I'm the younger one. Our mother was the former CEO of Elysion. Okay? That is a big detail, okay? That must be why Ingrid said she wasn't fit to judge. Yeah, you think? Your family. I did not realize that their bond would be that close. Yeah, I guess. Honestly, I didn't realize she still thought that way. What kind of company do you think Elysion is? That is an interesting question. Strangely obsessed with uniforms? I don't know. It is definitely strangely obsessed with tactics. Yes. Tactics. Yeah. Ingrid does like that word. Anyway, you're right. It's an arms manufacturer that focuses on tactical excellence. But that wasn't always the company's top priority. In the past, Elysion pursued only one thing: power. Now that's missileless. Power? Yeah, more precisely, the power of humanity. When the Raptors attacked, humans abandoned the surface and fled to the Ark. My mother believed that In order to avoid extinction, only the strong must survive, so that humanity could grow stronger and evolve. That's what she used to say, at least. That sounds similar to Elysion's current philosophy. I can speak English, I promise. But also a bit different. I'm making up words, okay? That's right. Ingrid believes humanity must use technology to defeat the Raptures. But she's not so fixated on the sole purpose of strength. Mother was different. She pursued strength to the point of obsession. You're right. Who is the mother? That's what we need to know now, right? That's why she wanted the strongest of her children to be her successor. Ingrid and I were constantly tested and compared. I came in on top, which is how I became the heir. And the reason I was given the name of Elysion. So, did she not want that responsibility, and then that's why she left to go to the Outer Rim, making Ingrid be the next heir? If it weren't for a certain incident, I would have inherited Elysion as planned. What incident, please? Did you know that Elysion built the Outer Rim barrier? What? That's interesting. What? No, I had no idea. Of course, it was the central government's proposal that initiated the process, but Elysion spearheaded the construction. Mother had long believed that the weak were meant to be culled, and felt that garbage should be kept separate from human habitats, so she quite literally cast out the weak to the Outer Rim and kept anybody deemed strong enough within the Ark. That's crazy, dude. So, she naturally welcomed the proposal. She knew people were living there in secret. She used to say they lacked gratitude for being allowed to live in the Ark, instead squandering their lives on gambling and pleasure. She called them garbage. At the time, I really thought the people in the Outer Rim were all like that. But then, during the final inspection of the wall, I was sent to the Outer Rim in my mother's place, since I was the heir and all. That's when I learned for myself. The Outer Rim wasn't a mere trash dump. Just like the Ark, there were people living there. Real people. Not garbage. So she had some compassion, right? She wanted to make change. She wanted these people to be able to live normal lives without being cast out, without being treated less than. She wanted equality. That's a great trait to have. Hey, what are you doing? Huh? The young boy and girl are startled and step back, dropping a fuse. What's wrong? It sparkles and is pretty. You were going to light a dynamite fuse because it's pretty? We wanted to make light. Everyone says there's no light here. Yeah, we played around with fire on that mountain. The light was really pretty. We just wanted to see it one more time. Is that not allowed? It's... What are kids like you doing here in the first place? Where are your parents? How did you even... What do you mean? This is our home. This is your home? Mom's here too. She's inside over there. I think. The children timidly glance at the fuse. Are we really not allowed to light a fire here? I'd really like to see more pretty lights. No, it's not allowed. You could get hurt if you're not careful. We could? Elysion Harper carefully looks at the mountain of trash. Use this instead. Huh? She picks up a sparkler that had fallen to one side of the trash pile and then lights it. This is starting to hit a chord with me, guys. I'm sorry. She just sees a couple of kids, man, that don't know what it is to live a normal life, right? And they're playing around with dangerous stuff that they shouldn't be, and she just cares about them being able to live a normal childhood. She's trying to show them the right way. A bright light begins to burst from the tip of the sparkler. Wow! These are the only things you should be lighting, okay? Okay. That's when the thought hit me. People live here. I can't just ignore that. Dude, what a great character moment, right? Again, it shows that she wants these kids to live normal lives, and she doesn't think that everybody out in the Outer Rim is trash. Like her mother treats them, right? Everybody in the Outer Rim is disposable. And it's nice to see that she has that humanity within her, right? It explains why she's not wanting to go along with the Ark and why she's willing to cast aside her inheritance in order to seek better living for the people of the Outer Rim. That makes me want to treat her as the leader, okay? The true leader. Damn, dude. Proposal for improving the living conditions of Outer Rim residents. Elysion Franca tosses her tablet down. So this is the mom, right? This has got to be the mother. Franca. I sent you on such an important assignment so you could learn about what being my successor entails. But now, it looks like you came back more foolish than when you left. Who are the residents of the Outer Rim? There aren't any humans there. Last I checked. Mother. That entire place is filled with garbage and nothing else. After being granted the privilege of escaping the surface and seeking refuge underground, they chose to hole themselves up in that dump. That makes them garbage. If you really view those things as people, then that tells me all I need to know about how poor your judgment is. There are children who were born there who aren't like that. It may be true that the adults who went there were weak and made foolish decisions, as you say, but those children never had a choice. That doesn't matter. Being born in a dump still makes them garbage. What kind of logic is that? If their lives are meant to be anything more than that, then they'll find a way to survive, to get stronger, and to make it out of there. If they can't, it simply means that they were born weak, and they will die weak. That is the law of nature. I've said it many times before. Humanity as a whole must become strong. Only by casting aside the weak and strengthening ourselves can we survive in this world where inhuman monsters run rampant. Have you really not learned that yet? Still, they're just children. If you really can't understand, you aren't qualified to be the heir of Elysion. Don't become weak, Harper. The heir of the great Elysion must not be swayed by pity for the weak. Be clear in what you keep and what you cast away. For the sake of a stronger human race, the weak must be discarded. Otherwise, humanity will never grow stronger. It is only through strength that humans can avoid falling behind in this inverted ecosystem and accomplish the great feat of reclaiming the surface. Okay. Her mom is no bullshit, dude. Reading those lines, I'm trying to embody that, okay? She is stern. She has conviction. She does not have time for the weak. Zero compassion. Cast aside everything, right? It was then that a thought came to mind. If we only pursue strength in an attempt to avoid extinction, and in the process we discard our humanity, we will become Atiba. Can we really still be regarded as human? When that thought hit me, I couldn't take it any longer. For days on end, I kept asking myself, what is true strength? And then, finally, I came to a conclusion. If being Elysion's heir, I keep trying to read it as hair, if being Elysion's heir meant I wasn't allowed to think like that, then I would give up my position. Harper! Ingrid. Are you really leaving? Things just turned out this way. Sorry. Looks like we won't be getting tested together anymore. And Mother's okay with it? No. She was angry. She called me pathetic and wouldn't let me take anything with me, saying maybe I'd get the sense knocked into me and come back. Dude, she's harsh. I've got nothing aside from these weapons. Do you really want to save that place that badly? Yeah. I'm going to turn the Outer Rim into a place where people can live like human beings. And then, I'm going to show the entire world. I'll prove that there are real people living there, in the place everyone else calls a dump. And that they can no longer ignore them. And to Mother, I'll prove that the strength that humanity actually needs to pursue doesn't come from some extreme version of survival of the fittest, but that the strong need to help the weak and give them a chance to get stronger so that everyone can grow together. And that it's only by retaining our humanity that we can truly become strong. That's the strength of humanity that I'm after, and what I want to prove to everyone. Things may not go the way you want. I'm not trying to say that everything Mother said was right, but there are definitely those who've given up and only take from others rather than making an effort themselves. If you start preaching your ideals to such people, they might take advantage of you. There will be those who learn you came from the Ark and that you were Elysion's heir. And, out of jealousy, they'll threaten you and try to use violence. You won't be able to rest for even a second. And yet, in spite of that, you still want to hold on to your ideals? Well, you know, I still can't really see the resemblance between these two if they're like half-sisters, but I guess that's probably why they're half-sisters, right? They don't have to look alike. But I definitely like the contrast, right? Ingrid's a little more refined, right? A little more kept up, and then Elysion's kind of like the underdog here, right? She's like the mutt. When it comes to violence, unless they're NIKKEs armed like soldiers in the surface reclamation wars, they'll surely be weaker than you. So, I think I'll be fine. You idiot! You can't let your guard down. No matter how strong you are, you're bound to fail, right? Fall if you get careless. Okay, my bad. I know. That's a valuable lesson Mother hammered into us as children. Look, I know what you're trying to say. The Outer Rim will be dangerous. I realize not everyone there will be good like the children that I saw. But even so, I refuse to give up. Harper, unfortunately, that means I won't be able to help you. I know you wanted us to work together on your plan to make humans and NIKKE stronger through technology and tactics. Still, I'll be looking forward to watching you from afar as you create Elysion's finest forces. The Absolute Squad, who will bring unmatched tactics to any fight. And the Extrinsic Squad, who will protect others from berserk NIKKEs. The extrinsic squad? Have we seen them yet? Or is this like another tease? Elysion Harper extends her hand to Ingrid. I think we've heard mention of that before, right? Alright. I'm really hoping you prove to Mother that you're right. Maiden and Guillotine. Okay, my bad. Sorry, dude, I can't remember everything. I'm sorry. That makes sense because they got the power to stop them dead in their tracks. Thank you for the enlightenment. I really, really appreciate it. Let's both succeed at what we're trying to do, wherever we may be. Ingrid firmly grasps EH's hand. Take care of yourself. I can't remember every squad name. Okay, sorry. You too. A nice moment between siblings, though, right? That was nice. Doesn't matter that I can't remember every squad name. I'm sorry. Shame. Complete shame. But that's why I need you guys here for the live streams to correct me and to remind me, refresh my memory. Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Sturdier than I thought.
I'll be all-knowing one day, maybe, possibly, never.
Now that that's over, let's take a photo to commemorate the
I would
occasion.
never epic fail, Filippo. Never. I've never failed on this channel yet. Just big brain, okay? Big brain. Big brain judgments and theories and you know.
Clear.
My memory's not the greatest, okay? I'm getting old.
Reloading.
Sorry? I'll try better eventually. I won't. I'm gonna keep being me and I'm gonna keep making bad commentary. Yeah, bad commentary. That's right. That's what I'm gonna do.
Now that that's over,
Get used to it.
photo to commemorate the occasion.
You came straight to the Outer Rim after that? Yeah. If I wanted to change the Outer Rim, I figure I had to live here myself. Dude, that was a great moment though, right? Like, that is great backstory. We got filled in on a lot of stuff in terms of Elysion, its origins, its, you know, original intention to create powerful humans or NIKKEs to grow, to evolve, to become stronger. Zero tolerance from the previous CEO. And why Ingrid is the current CEO, and then also the relation between Ingrid and EH. That's great! And I'll tell you, I was surprised of what troubled me the most while living here. It wasn't the thugs picking fights because I was an outsider, or living in a house without a ceiling, which I never experienced before. Nor was it the thieves that tried to enter in whenever I closed my eyes. It was the fact that there was no light, just like those children had said. Aside from the faint glow of the Dome of Eternity seeping in from beyond the massive barrier, there was no light in the Outer Rim. So I decided to change that first. When I began, I noticed there were a bunch of wires everywhere that didn't seem to be used for anything. They were capable of drawing power, though, so getting electricity wasn't difficult. The challenge was finding someone in the Outer Rim who'd done electrical work before. I managed to finally find someone after a long search, and we began building streetlights together. We gathered bulbs from the landfills that could be used, and installed them one by one. Wow, it's so bright! What is this? It's so pretty. What's the big deal? Why are you making such a fuss over a few light bulbs? They're too bright, I say. Why are you even trying to lighten up this landfill anyway? Your eyes will get used to the brightness. This may be the Outer Rim, but we're still human beings, and we deserve to live in the light. Don't we? Well, I suppose that's true. I think we need to start trying to live more like people. After all, we're humans. even if we may not live in the Ark. After that, I installed lights along what was considered the main street. Gradually, people began gathering under the light. And then, eventually, Boss! 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 At some point, people began calling me boss. And that wasn't all. I want to live somewhere with more light. I want to see a brighter world. I want to feel the world beyond the partition. So she is essentially instilled hope, right? And enlightenment to the residents of the Outer Rim, and that's why everybody has respect for her. She's trying to make a change. They started saying these kinds of things to me. I figured that since I was the one who brought these people together, I had to respond to them. So I shouted, "Let us head toward heaven. Let us prove to the world that we are alive, and show them that we are people. One day, we shall cross that partition into a world overflowing with light. Let us ascend back into heaven." From that moment on, we took the name Heavenly Ascension. Awesome! Awesome story moment, dude. Holy shit! No wonder! That makes so much sense! Dude! It makes sense! That was an awesome moment!
Good.
Everybody regards her as boss because she's trying to make a change. She's showing them that we can live as human beings. We don't need to live in the dark. We don't need to be less than, right? She's raising everybody else up with her and showing them that they deserve a better world, and we need to work towards a better world where everybody can live together, right, in unity. That's awesome, dude. What a moment. I see. But the more I hear, the less I understand. How do you not understand? I understand. Why did you resort to terrorism? Because she wants to get back at the Ark, because they don't want any part in it. They don't want any part in the Outer Rim being able to be a habitable place. They want the Ark to be the only place where people can live because they want to control the people of the Ark. Right? Am I wrong in saying that? Everything you've said sounds pretty far removed from that sort of violence. You're right. That wasn't how we operated in the beginning. At first, we were almost like a neighborhood watch group, just trying to make the Outer Rim a better place to live, until they were subjugated by the Ark, by the central government, and they were told they were not allowed to live in the light. Right? We made people in the Outer Rim get jobs. It could be any kind of work, even the darker kind. No matter what it was, we made a rule that if you worked, you received compensation. Some gangs liked us, and others hated. But we approached all the established crime bosses the same, trying to settle matters by whatever means possible, and then form tacit alliances with them. That's how we came to know Underworld Queen. We made an agreement with them to protect one another, and that became our greatest source of strength at the time. Once word spread that they were backing us, smaller gangs fell in line a bit more, and they started protecting homes for Outer Rim residents in exchange for payment. Slowly but surely, the Outer Rim gradually stabilized, and that's when people started raising their voices. They said that a time had finally come for us to speak with the Ark. We may have still been living in a landfill, but at least we were living like humans. And they said it was time we showed the Ark that. So, we tried. We secretly crossed the partition, put up posters, and shouted slogans. The Outer Rim isn't a landfill. There are many people who live there. Right now, there are many who are living amidst the garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. It can bring a new future to the children growing up there. Bring light to the Outer Rim. Bring light to the outlaws. We focus on raising our voices. But don't trespassers get killed on the spot if you get caught? Not back then. It wasn't as difficult as it is now for outlaws to enter the Ark. Security wasn't as tight. Also, outlaws weren't considered a threat back then. But that also means there was no one who was willing to listen. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. Boss, are you okay? Ugh. I don't know what you're going on about, but shut it! I can't stand the noise. I don't know why the drunken guy sounds like that, but anyways. Verbal and physical abuse felt almost preferable to nothing. It at least meant they were listening. The real problem was how the majority of people were so indifferent. Everyone pretended not to hear, just staring at their phones as they walked past. I mean, that's just the general public anyways. I don't think anybody is not listening. They're just on social media. That's what they care about. They gotta get the follows and the views and the likes and the sub counts, right? Dude, come on now. That's why they're staring at their phones. What is she doing in the middle of the street? Excuse me. Oh no, I made eye contact. The woman wearing earphones hurries away. It felt like I was shouting into the void. And it wasn't just me. I'm sure everyone who was there with me felt the same. We decided to change our strategy and sent petitions directly to the central government. After we sent dozens, even hundreds of them, they finally agreed to arrange a meeting. We were hopeful that we were finally getting one step closer to what we wanted. But how come no one's here? It's been 6 hours. Did we get the date wrong? No. This is the right date. Elysion Harper looks at the door of the meeting room, knowing no one is coming. After that happened several times, we got the message. No matter how much we petitioned them, the central government would not meet us. No matter how much we shouted, the Ark would not listen. We grew more and more exhausted until a certain someone proposed something. If they refuse to listen to us, why don't we make it so that they have no choice but to hear us out? No way. We'll put on a grand fireworks show. One they can't possibly ignore. Look at that look on her face, dude. Yeah. It was Crow. She made her appearance like we were hoping for, right? Man.
We'll go straight to the gym.
Everything is coming full circle now, okay? Everything is coming full circle. And this is where the terrorism arc begins, okay? Leave it the Crow, of course. Dude, this has been a fantastic event so far, because the story is just, it's giving us so much more insight to how everything was going. It's perfect. Perfect. Crow was part of Heavenly Ascension too? Yeah. I don't know how she joined, or who vouched for her. All I remember is hearing she was born in the Outer Rim. At first, she was quiet, diligent, and devoted. She patrolled the Outer Rim with us, and went to the Ark with us to demand better rights. She went without hesitation to places other members avoided, and withstood all the physical and verbal abuse, and even the indifference. The reason I thought of her as a comrade, despite our philosophical differences, my bad, was because I saw how devoted she was then. But at some point, she stopped being quiet and started speaking up, raising her voice, and expanding her influence. While I was away from the Outer Rim to meet with the central government, she built a small faction inside Heavenly Ascension. That's how much influence she'd gotten. You want to resort to terrorism? Are you out of your mind? Whoa, calm down. Why are you getting so worked up? Terrorism's a scary word. Don't call it that. Since the Ark is so bright that can't seem to see those of us who are living in darkness, I'm just saying we should light off some fireworks to help them see better. Oh, don't try to make it sound harmless with words like fireworks. Your plan is practically the definition of terrorism. You want to sneak bombs into key central government facilities and detonate them. A ton of people in the Ark would die. It would be a catastrophe. Why should we care? Let the bigwigs in the Ark deal with all that. Do you think anyone in the Ark cares about us? About how many die of sickness? Or how many children are going blind because there's no light? Or how many are killed by explosives that got mixed in with the trash? We screamed our lungs out, but they didn't care one bit. It's the same thing. Our people dying from sickness or accidents isn't the same as outright murder. And unlike us, the Ark, a super high performance AI managing everything. Come on, boss, you've lived there before. You don't have to pretend like you haven't. We all know you came from the Ark. You. How dare you accuse Boss of being from the Ark? Do you have any idea what she'd done for the Outer Rim? Oh, of course I do. I'm well aware of how hard our dear Boss has worked for the Outer Rim, and how much she has changed since she came here. How could I not? You're a good person, Boss. Even I know that. I doubt there's a single person in the Outer Rim who hasn't benefited from your efforts. We know how hard you've tried. That's why we've all followed you this whole time, including me. That never happened with anyone else. You threw everything away and came to the Outer Rim with nothing. Then lived alongside us for years, and brought light to this dump that had been covered in darkness. But what resulted from that? No one listens to us. No one remembers us. Why? Because it isn't sensational enough. That's the thing about people in the Ark. Their lives are so peaceful, and they've had so much handed to them since birth, that you can ask them as sweetly and kindly as you want, even raise your voice, and they won't so much as spare you a glance. If it isn't sensational, they dismiss it as boring and couldn't care less. So what? What are you trying to say? And how does this all lead to us becoming terrorists? Terrorists? Didn't I say not to use scary words like that? We can still do what you want, boss, and go into the Ark and tell them what we think. All I'm saying is, we add a little spice to our words, that we do it the outlaw way. We can make it a game to get them more involved. If they find the bombs before they go off, the Ark wins. That's a fantastic idea. That's definitely not terrorism at all. If they don't, and the bombs go off first, we win. But, seeing how they already have so much, and we have so little, it's only fair that we apply just a tiny handicap to them. We'll know the entire plan, but they won't. Once they get engrossed in this little game of ours, they'll finally start listening to what we have to say. That's terrorism! You are psychotic! I guarantee it. So, Crow takes one more step towards Elysion Harper. Just this once, I'd like us to do things my way. What do you say, boss? The look in her eyes told me that she'd go through with it, even if it meant having to go through me. She spoke in a way to rile others up, highlighting how we were together in this, and sugarcoating her words to downplay the crime and make it feel justified. Crow was an agitator, and a charismatic one at that. The others were starting to agree with more and more of what she said. And that's when I realized something. Boss, what we need isn't to throw a tantrum like timid children. We need a revolution. One with fire and blood, because the truth is, those things can't be avoided if we're gonna get what we want. But that'll never happen if we do things your way, will it? That's why I'm gonna do it instead. I realized I had to put a stop to it. No, I can't allow that. What you said is right. My way is peaceful and uneventful. It's never going to stir up the people of the Ark. I understand wanting to give them a shock. People might actually remember our name if we do. But killing people is a completely different story. All we'd be doing is giving them a go-ahead to shoot every one of us, and not just us, but everyone in the Outer Rim. Like you said, we have nothing compared to them. That goes for firepower too. Well, I mean, we did have Neon in the Outer Rim initially though, right? Before she received her upgrades, but you know. True. If they get serious and come here for blood, we'd be lucky to escape. Never mind defend ourselves. It wouldn't even be a fight. Of course, we've all snuck into the Ark before, so we might be able to flee there. But what about everyone else in the Outer Rim? The children, the sick, the elderly. Who's going to protect them? And it's not just the central government. The reason we were able to make a pact with Underworld Queen wasn't because we were so determined that we'd shed blood for our cause, but rather because we were protesting peacefully for our rights. If we do things your way, that pact would collapse. All the order that we've spent years establishing would collapse. Order, huh? That's why I'll never approve of your plan. It's not just for our sake, but for everyone's. Huh? For everyone's sake? You say you're afraid the central government will set their sights on all outlaws? But that's easy enough to solve. We just change what we've been shouting this whole time. What do you mean? We stop saying, bring light to the Outer Rim, bring light to the outlaws. Instead, we make sure they know it's us. Light is our right. Heavenly Ascension. There's a line that was scribbled on the wall! We change our slogan. Then the government won't target everyone in the Outer Rim, but only Heavenly Ascension, right? That's... No? Well, you're the boss. I get what you're worried about. Crow picks up the paper with her plan on it. Pretend I didn't say anything. Thanks for understanding. Like I said, you're the boss. Crow turns to leave, then stops. Dude, she is inciting a lot of, like, discontent within Heavenly Ascension right now, right? But there is one thing you should know. Not everyone's like you. They don't all worry about the other people in the Outer Rim. And they're not all the patient either. Or all that patient, you know what I mean. Crow leaves the room. Ugh. She seems dangerous. Shouldn't we keep an eye on her? Elysion Harper looks around the room. A few people glance toward the door. Like they want to follow Crow out. Like I said, she's stirring up that discontent. People are not happy with the results. They wanna believe in another way, right? Another approach. And Crow's giving them that, which is a bad way of going about things, but again, people are getting fed up. They're not patient. Yes, please do. I had a gut feeling, though, that her plan couldn't be stopped. From that day on, Heavenly Ascension split into two factions. The moderates, who wanted to raise their voices without straying too far from the old way, and the hardliners, who said the old way would never work, and that extreme measures were required. Naturally, Crow led the hardliners. At that time, both sides thankfully understood one another, even if they disagreed on which methods to use. We at least knew why everyone chose the way they did, and the hardliners didn't cross the line. But, as I feared, the hardliners kept getting more and more extreme. So they kept getting more and more extreme, essentially, right? It didn't matter how much I tried to restrain them or persuade them otherwise. And they more than likely gained a bigger following as well, right? More people are starting to go the extremist measure or measure route, you know what I mean? The extreme measures. And before long, that ominous feeling I had was made a reality. The terrorist attack she had brought me that day was carried out in secret. They only changed the location. We've just received news of a terrible tragedy. A large-scale terrorist bombing has occurred on an AFX train operated by Elysion. The incident took place as the train was entering the station platform. The explosion, which came from within the passenger cars, not only destroyed the train, but also caused the station structure to collapse, resulting in a terrible tragedy. The central government has deployed numerous NIKKEs to the site to conduct rescue operations. But due to the extent of the collapse, the number of casualties continues to rise. Meanwhile, according to the testimony of one survivor, a passenger on the train stood up, pulled out a detonator, and shouted the following just before activating it. The AFX incident. Yeah. The worst terrorist attack in the Ark's history was set in motion by Crow. Light is our right. Heavenly Ascension. Using her slogan. There it is again, right? We're getting a lot of details of how everything came to be. How Heavenly Ascension was made out to be. The bad guys, right? The terrorist group. It's because Crow incited all of that anger and resentment, and they wanted to set off fireworks within the Ark, right? Leave it to the radicals to make matters way worse than they needed to be. When Elysion Harper was trying her hardest, yes, it wasn't getting results immediately, but you never know. It very well could have changed things, right? It could have. Eventually. Maybe. Just as Crow predicted, after the AFX incident, the name Heavenly Ascension spread across the entire Ark. Things we shouted, which no one ever listened to, finally spread everywhere. Ark citizens began to recognize that people live in the Outer Rim. As soon as public opinion started to deem the central government's initial response as inadequate, the government got in touch with us, saying they wanted to enter into negotiations. No, they didn't. They definitely just wanted to meet up so that way they can put them down, right? Slap that hand. Slap that wrist. What kind of negotiations? They said they would listen to everything we had to say. Of course, given how much death and destruction that attack had caused, we were on high alert. But the government assured us that they were aware that only a small number of us were behind it, and that we could bring as many armed guards as we wanted if we were uneasy. Even still, I hesitated. The one who ultimately convinced me was my mother. I'll hear you out. Come if you want to clean up this mess. That was the message I got from her. So we decided to arm ourselves and head over. We figured that the attack had already happened, and sitting around wasn't going to change anything. How do you think it went? Not very well would be my guess. Why do you think that? If it had gone well, there wouldn't have been any other attacks. Bingo. It didn't end well. Just as we suspected, the meeting was a trap. A trap laid by my mother. Shocker. Wow. How could that have ever been, like, suspected? When we made it to the conference room, it wasn't people in there who were waiting there for us. It was mass-produced NIKKEs armed with Elysion's latest weapons. You're kidding. The moment the meeting room door opened, they started firing before we even had a chance to react. In that storm of bullets, I watched as my comrades threw themselves in front of me. Stop. Let me go. I should be in there. I should be dying with them. Get it together, boss. You have to live. That's the only way their deaths will mean anything. One of them hoisted me onto his back and jumped out the window. That's how I survived. Everyone who went to that meeting that day died. Everyone except me and the man who jumped out of the window with me. So that's probably the guy that's trying to contact EH right now, right? The one that gassed us? That's terrible. After that, nothing could stem the tide. Not only did the majority of moderates defect to the hardliners, but remaining a moderate became grounds for being labeled a traitor. The resentment of being treated like garbage for so long, the betrayal from being deceived into approaching the negotiation table, the desire for revenge on behalf of all the comrades we'd lost. You take all those negative emotions and combine them with the precedent that Crow had set, and people began committing terrorist attacks all across the Ark. After that, there was nothing I could do. I know it all started with me, that I'm the one who pulled the trigger when I said we'd lead the outer rim toward the light. But once that bullet was fired, it flew out of my control. Regardless of what I wanted, I was suddenly the leader of a terrorist organization. A leader who survived by hiding behind the bodies of her comrades. Guilty by association, right? Did your mother ever contact you again? No. She assumed full responsibility for failing to kill me, the head of Heavenly Ascension, and stepped down as Elysion's CEO. That's why Ingrid had the CEO mantle thrust upon her so abruptly. As for me, I cast off the name of Elysion Harper, and from that day forward, lived only as EH. Having become a powerless leader, incapable of doing anything, I wasn't even able to make decisions after that. All I could do was try to persuade them to carry out attacks that didn't kill anyone. That's pretty much how things were. Until the attack on the Ark that blew a hole in the Dome of Eternity. Dude, she was put in a hard situation because of Crow's actions, right? Realistically. And
We'll go straight
her
to
own
the
mother
after.
literally trying to, like,
This is taking a while. Stay
do
hidden.
away with all of them. What a dagger, right? If she knew that she was no longer a member of Elysion, you know, cared for by her own family, then that was definitely the biggest, you know, confirmation
Now that that's over,
that
let's take a
this is
photo
it now
to
for her,
commemorate
right?
vacation.
This is where she's going to be. That's everything I can tell you. Does that answer your question? Yeah, I think it's enough. I appreciate your honesty. No need to thank me. This is the first time I've been able to talk so freely to someone. I really appreciate you listening. Whatever decision you make, I'll accept it. We've been in here a while. I'll try to find us a way out. EH stands. You wait here for a sec. EH? Yeah? Do you ever regret it? Regret what? Leaving Elysion and going to the Outer Rim. I think not really. I think she's pretty solid in her convictions and in her reasoning though, right? Her purpose. I turned toward the sound. It came from over there, right? The sound came from beyond the wall, piled high with metal crates. Yeah. Stay here. I'll go check. I should come with Honey. Can hear? Viper. Hey! Smell! Boss! Come in! It sounds like Jackal and Viper. Viper. Jackal. Over here. Huh? Sounds them. Boss! Commander! We're here! Get back! Huh? What are you... EH grabs me by the collar and quickly pulls me away from the wall. That sound! Get down! I quickly cover my head and duck. Yep, it's exactly what we thought it was. A bomb! There you are. Is everyone okay? You're later than I expected. When I saw the tracker, I figured you'd come right away. She put a tracker in my hand. I knew she wasn't shaking my hand for no reason, dude. She tracked me. Sorry about that. This place is used for cold storage, so the temperature weakened the signal. Plus, we had to make a short pit stop somewhere. Where? Cold storage? No wonder it felt so cold in here. Yep. I guess they figured this was the best place to jam any possible tracking signals. Wait, what tracker? The one she placed on you when she shook your hand, you dummy! Check the inside of your sleeve. I feel alongside the inside of my sleeve. I detach a small cube no bigger than my pinky nail. When did you... When you gave me that little boost earlier, remember? What boost? Hi! Hello! This is not suspicious at all! Thank you very much for the tracking device. Now, as a sign of our trust and commitment, how about a handshake? That? Remember now? We were escorting you through the Outer Rim. We had to take certain precautions. And what do you know? It helped us find you. Sure, but... I know I technically failed to protect you, as I'd promised. But I did come and save you, so we're good, right? Good? I don't really get what you mean, but Commander is good. Yeah, sure. Thanks for saving me. Don't mention it. Oh, and by the way, we caught the guy who did this. You did? Yeah, that pit stop I mentioned earlier. We went and caught him. He'd actually been upstairs, eavesdropping on us. We subdued him, though. Want to see? Yeah. I'll come too. Are you sure? It might be dangerous. Maybe you should wait outside with Jackal. I'd like to hear what he says. I'm involved in this too, after all. I want to know why he did it. Sure. Then let's go together. With Viper and Jackal leading the way, we go upstairs. A man is there, bound to a pillar and gagged. He glares at us. Viper, can you remove the gag? Yeah, okay. Viper approaches the man and removes the gag. What are you even doing that for? You should just kill me. It's been a while. Melon. He's a melonhead. You've got a good memory for a traitor. I didn't know you were still alive. Last time I looked for you, I couldn't find you anywhere, so I thought you were dead. Why would I show my face to a central government lapdog? You'd only try to get me to quit Heavenly Ascension anyway. Why did you do this? Because I resent you? I couldn't believe you'd become a government lapdog. You were our boss. Why didn't you die back then? During the attack on the Ark, you should have just let yourself get blown up along with that surface elevator. You don't have to listen to this, EH. Yeah, there's nothing to hear that you haven't already heard. It's fine. If you died without becoming a NIKKE, then I wouldn't feel so betrayed. Someone had to take responsibility. You lived through it too. You saw for yourself the horror we inflicted in the name of terrorism. But no matter how it starts, no matter who incites it, no matter what the justification, as soon as the wrong methods are used, the message loses all meaning. A name can be branded into history, but our cause lost all its legitimacy. We dress them up under the name of a human rights movement, but all those terrorist attacks were nothing more than violent crimes. Crimes that brought death and destruction on a whole lot of innocent people. We can realize that we were wrong and regret it all we want, but there's no changing the wrongs we've committed. It doesn't ease the pain that the victims suffered. There needs to be someone to atone. Because pain and sin don't ever go away. EH? All those crimes we committed were in the name of Heavenly Ascension. So I thought it was only right that I take responsibility for them. Atone, huh? All by yourself? Yeah, I'm the one who started it all. I'm the one who founded Heavenly Ascension, who failed to stop Crow and the hardliners, and who ultimately decided to go to that meeting where so many of our people died. It was all me. I realized that since I'm the one who started all this, I should be the one to end it. By the time I made that decision, my body was already dying. That's the reason I became a NIKKE. I wanted to have more time to atone for what we did. I think you should move on too. In that case, let me ask you one last question. In your entire life, has there ever been a time, even just once, you regretted coming to the Outer Rim? Instead of taking over Elysion? Did you hear us talking? Just answer the question. Do you regret it? I have more regrets than I can count. But coming to the Outer Rim has never been one of them. I swear it. You should leave Heavenly Ascension. Admit that what we did was wrong. And cast off your past life. That's the price you have to pay. No. Melon. You're a traitor and a hypocrite. I'll carry my share of sin with me. What? Is the dude seriously gonna kamikaze himself? Another bomb? Where was he hiding the detonator? Dude is going out with a bang! We'll never be making it to heaven anyway. So I'll see you in hell along with the others, boss. Everyone, get back! Melon. Light is our right. Heavenly Ascension. Holy shit, dude! Good God! That's extreme. Like a hardliner extreme. Holy smokes, man. Well, that was a blast. Too soon? Anyway, bye, Melon. He exploded all over the place like a melon.
Woo! I won! Oh, right. Gymrock, don't forget to stretch.
Sorry. When the smoke from the blast clears, we hurry to where Melon had been. But only debris from the explosion remains. For a brief moment, EH stares silently at the remains. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Let's get going. I'll take you outside. Okay. Following EH's lead, we walk toward the outer rim barrier. Viper? Boss? Commander? What's wrong? Why is everyone so quiet? Are you hungry or something? I'm hungry too. Commander, want to eat before we go? For goodness sake, Jackal. I'll buy you some food later. So, just wait for now, okay? Huh? Yeah, sure. Huh? Jackal starts sniffing and moves toward a box in the corner. What is it? Is there something there? It smells like gunpowder. Boss, is this dangerous? Jackal lifts a small stick from inside the box. That's a sparkler. A sparkly? Do you blow it up? EH takes the sparkler from Jackal. It's a sparkler. You light it like this. EH lights the tip. A bright light begins to burst from the tip of the sparkler. And it shines like this. Wow, that's so pretty. Dude. What a great callback to what she set out to do from the beginning, right? In her quest to make the outer rim, a better place where people could live and see the light. That's perfect. Commander, Viper, look, it's so pretty. Yeah, you're right. It's very pretty. I never thought I'd see one of these in the outer rim. And the background music to go with this as well, dude. Yeah, it really is pretty. EH stares at the sparkler intently. Her gaze fills with both nostalgia and regret. These are the only fireworks you should be lighting. I want to hold one too! I want to light it! Jackal grabs a handful of sparklers and runs off. Wait, Jackal, lighting that many is dangerous. Viper runs after her. Commander. Yeah? If I ever get blinded again while chasing after the light and end up setting fire to something that isn't meant to burn, will you stop me, no matter what it takes? I'm sorry. That's a lot to ask. I don't think that day will ever come. Because I'm positive you won't forget what you're atoning for. As such, I'm not going to agree to stop you. Instead, I pick up a sparkler and touch the tip to the one in EH's hand. I'll watch and support you as you atone, so that someday you'll finally have atoned for everything and be free. In the shimmering light, EH gives a small smile. That's more than enough. Enter heaven. The end. What a beautiful moment, man. It's like, listen, I trust you. I'm going to continue to support you in your endeavors. And then, like the badass we are, we light our sparkler off hers to give her a little reassurance, right? That we believe in the same thing that she believes in, which is peace and life beyond the walls of the Ark. Just a great way to show that we also believe in humanity, and we also believe that there is room for the weak to live out their life, no matter where they are born, no matter where they end up. This is a beautiful event and a great show of character for EH. Again, this makes me very happy that I was actually able to recruit her, and solidifies her as definitely one of my favorite characters. And I do believe that she is well on her way to atone for her sins. I do believe that she is going to be a character that definitely has always and still will continue to strive for a better change, right? For some sort of level of equality and fair treatment for people, no matter where they are. A fantastic event. Again, just as you guys put it yourselves, absolute cinema. And I really can't wait to see the hard mode bonus scene that we get after we do hard mode, right? Hard mode is next week, which we will be covering over here live on the channel, of course, as always. Dudes, man, that was great. Let me know your own thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think of the event. I want to know what you guys think of all the background information we got in regards to the terrorist attack, Heavenly Ascension's creation, EH's relation to Ingrid, as well as their mother, and their relation to Elysion, obviously, right, the manufacturer, their ideals, and a ton of other information that was spilled here, right, in this event. Again, just great character moments overall, a lot of clarification, and a banger track. Dude, man, NIKKE just continues to hit again and again and again and again, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful journey that I am very happy to be sharing with all of you guys. And if you haven't already, I would highly encourage you to please subscribe to the channel to continue to get more live streams and videos and coverage when it comes to Goddess of Victory NIKKE, all of its events, everything. I will continue to cover this game for the foreseeable future. Dude, that was great. Again, also give the video a thumbs up if you guys are watching after the fact, and if you guys are here live, if you've missed any portion of this, it will be available in the past streams and the Goddess of Victory NIKKE playlist here on the channel, so be sure to check that out. We are going to end the stream here, though, so that way we can keep this as a video of sorts, right? We'll keep it concise. Again, let me know your own thoughts in the comments below, and if you guys are also trying to recruit EH, then I wish you the best of luck. Do not go for broke. She will become available in the ordinary recruit going forward as well, right? And she will also be available from bolds and so on and so forth. You guys do all your reading, do all your testing. We're going to figure things out. That is going to do it for me, however. So I'll see you all on the next one. Take care. Peace.